Hello! Today we're going to be reviewing the treble clef notes. So, hopefully you remember that the space notes spell face because space rhymes with face. And the line notes, the sentence for that is every good boy does fine. So I'm going to review with you and then I'm going to show you the activity I want you to do on the computer. Okay, so here we have our lines and spaces. This line is I just went ahead and drew this in ahead of time, but that's not a part of the normal staff. So this is our first line, our second line, our third line, our fourth line, and our fifth line. Okay. Now, so this is E for every, because it's a line note, it's the bottom line. E for every, G for good, B for boy, D for does, F for fine. Every good boy does fine. So now I'm going to put it on the third line. So to figure that out, you'd be like, okay, well, it's a line note because the line's going through the middle of the note, and then you'd say your line note sentence, every good boy. So this is a B. I'm going to put it here. We can tell it's a line note because the line goes through the middle of it. So to figure it out, we'd say our line note sentence, which is every good. So that's a G. All right, now if it's down here on its own special little line, below the 5 lines, on its own little tiny line, what we call a ledger line, that's what that line is called, is a ledger line. If it's on its own ledger line, right under the treble clef, that is middle C. Middle C. Okay, now we're going to go to the space notes. Here's our first space, here's our second space, here's our third space, and our fourth space. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 spaces. And they spell face. You always start at the bottom whenever we're figuring out a note. You always start at the bottom of the staff and then go up. So F, A, C, E. So if it's here, I have to figure out if it's line or space, and it's a space note. So then I would spell face, starting with the first space, F, A. So that's an A. If it's up here, I have to figure out if it's line or space note, and it's a space note because there's no line going through the middle of it. It's between the lines. So I would say F, A, C, E. So that's an E. Now, if it is below the lines and spaces, but it doesn't have its own ledger line, that means it's a space note, and it's below the lines and spaces. See, here's our first line, here's our second line. So if it's below this line, and there's not a line going through it, we know it's D for dirty. So dirty, D for dirty, then F, A, C, E. So that's D for dirty, and if it has a line going through it down here, then it's middle C. But this is D for dirty. Okay, hold on one second. Let me log in to the computer. Okay. So when you click on the link, it should bring you up to this musictheory.net. And if you did the activity last week, it might come up to how you had it set up before. So we need to go into the settings, which is in this, you click on the gear, and when it says clefs, we're going to just click on treble clef and unclick bass clef if it's clicked. So the only thing that should be clicked is treble clef because we're just doing treble clef today. And once you have only treble clef clicked, click the back arrow. And now we're going to figure out our range. Okay, so this is 2 ledger lines above the treble clef, and we don't talk about those notes yet in class. So I want you to drag the top note down to the top line. Now, or you could use these arrows and click it down until it's on the top line. And for this one, I want this one on middle C, which is right there. But you could use this arrow and click it up until it's on middle C. So this sets it up so that you will only be asked notes between this note and this note, which is middle C and F for fine. So once you have this set up so that you're only naming from this note to that note, click the back button. And let's see here, anything else we need to do? Accidentals should be off, so it should look like this. And let's see here, what else? Helpers, key signature, lines and spaces. I think that is it. So once you have that done, you click off of that menu, and now we have this. Now I don't think it will be asking you accidentals because the accidentals were off. Okay. All right, so let's figure out what this note is. It's a line note because the line is going through the middle of the note. So you have to do every good boy does. It's on the 4th line. Every good boy does. Does is the 4th word in that sentence. So this is D for does. So you'd click D. If it lights up green, you got it right. It's a space note, and it's an F for face. F, A, C, E. So this is F in face, so you'd click F. Do not, I don't know why we have these sharps here, the C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, and then these are flats, C flat, D flat, E flat, F flat. I do not know why right now these letters are appearing here. You might not have these on your screen, but you shouldn't have, these should not be part of your answer. You should just be doing regular C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Those are the answers that you should be picking from. All right, so this is a D. If I clicked D sharp, it's wrong. If I clicked D flat, it's wrong. I need to click regular old D. Okay, I don't know why I have this top row and bottom row as an option here. I think it's because I've done this before for a different class using the accidentals. So hopefully your screen does not have that, but if it does, just ignore the sharps, ignore the flats, and look for your note, figure it out, and pick a letter, A, B, C, D, E, F, or G. All right, so hopefully that's pretty easy, and I'd like you to work on it on the computer game for about, I don't know, 10 or 12 minutes, and that should be enough. Okay? All right. So that's it for today. I hope you all are staying healthy and safe and trying to enjoy this time home with your families. And I really miss you. I wish we could have spent the whole year together. So it's just kind of sad, but it can't be helped. So I just want you to know that I really miss you all so much. So, all right. Well, that's it for today. Good luck and do your best. Bye-bye.